Hey guys, welcome to episode 15 of our 15 part B actually of our Minecraft font tutorials. Today we're going to be doing textures. Sorry this video is also out late. I had a problem with my recorder and it corrupted all the files, and so I stopped using that recorder, and it's kind of a thing where I had to reinstall and everything, so yeah. And it sucks because I made two videos and they were both 20 minutes long, so but the good thing is I can make them shorter now, hopefully, but not if I keep on talking, so yeah. So let's get into it. Okay, so let me explain the part of a texture. So I don't have the texture files right now. 1 second, let me grab the texture files. Okay, as you can see, here are the texture files now. There's 4 of them, and some of you might be asking why, but some of you probably know why. And I'll explain it by going ahead and selecting them and going through a slideshow with them. Okay, so here's the first image. Now, basically, when you pull back a bow, if you go into your Minecraft, which you don't have to do, but if you do, when you pull back a bow, there's the texture with the arrow in it, which is this texture, and then it pulls back again, and then it pulls back a final time, right there, and then of course you let go, and it goes back to this, and that's why there's the 4 textures, yeah. And basically we need these 4 texture files. You can find them by going to your .jar, but I'll leave down the link for them as well. But I have my own custom ones, so I'm gonna leave them there just so I can make a download link for them. But yeah. But basically what we need to do with these is we need to go to our mod directory, open it, go to source, main, resources, assets, your mod ID folder, textures, items, and here's all of our items. And I already have my bow pulling. I have a custom one, so oh, that's my other item. If you want the link to these, down the link, I'll go ahead and leave them. It takes a while to make them, even just to go over the texture, it takes a while, but yeah. Oops, that's our other thing. But yeah, if you want I'll also leave a down link for these ones too as well, if you want a good looking bow, well, a better looking bow than the standard looking bow, so you can tell the difference of them. So yeah, so you need to put those in your item folder, and keep them the same exact name that they were when you got them. Yeah. Now you can change the name, but you have to change. I'll show you in a second what you have to change in the code. But yeah, you have to change something in the code. But it'll just be easier if you don't change the name. But if you do multiple bows, then you have to change the name. So yeah. But yeah, and if you don't have these folders, the item folder, then you have to go watch my items texture video, and I'll show you how to add these then. Because if you didn't watch that, then you won't get past the assets folder. So yeah. So let's go ahead. I need 2 of these because there's a big long piece of code that we need to type in. So yeah. Now go to your bow class. And this is where we mostly just need to do everything. So just scroll all the way down to the bottom. Actually, scroll all the way to the top. Now no, scroll all the way down to the bottom. Okay, scroll all the way down to the bottom of your bow class. And let's go ahead and type in the code first, and then let's change everything around. So go right here where this blue text is. At the bottom, and go above it, and go ahead and press enter a few times just to make some room for yourself. And now there's a lot of code. Just write down exactly what I'm doing, and follow my exact words. And if you need to, pause the video, just type down the code. That might even be easier, and then I'll go through it and explain it in detail. So okay, here's the first thing we do. We need to do at sign, capital O, override, all together, override, and then space, at sign again, and do sided, and then a capital O, sorry, only, just like that. Make sure it's capitalized on both ones. Oh, go back up to it. We need to make brackets, and this we need to do capital S, side, period, client. Okay, and we don't need a semicolon or anything, so you can go and press enter. And now we need to type in public, capital I, and then another capital I, con, and then get, and then capital I, con, and then brackets. In between these brackets, we have a long thing we need to type. So capital I, item, capital S, stack, all together in the same word, and then space, and type in stack, not capitalized, and then do comma, and then do int, int, render, and then capital P, pass, and then comma, capital E, entity, and then capital P, player, and then do a space, and then player, not capitalized, and then do a comma, and do capital I, item, capital S, stack, and then a space, and then using, and then capital I, item, and then a comma, and then do int, and then type in use, and then capital R, remaining, and then do an open squiggly bracket, and then press enter, and it should automatically put a closing squiggly bracket. We got an error at sided only. Just do it's side only. Change to side only, not sided. Side only. And we got an error right here. That's to add a return statement, but we don't need to do that right now because we'll add one later. If you need to, pause the video, write this down because it is a long chunk code. Now between these two squiggly brackets that you should have made, type if, and then brackets, using, capital I, item, equals, null, and then go outside these brackets and do an open squiggly bracket, and don't press enter or anything, and in between, just go ahead and after the bracket type return item, and then capital I, icon, all in one word, and then do a semicolon, and then do an ending bracket, all in one line on top, and then press enter, and then type int ticks, capital I, capital I in, and then capital use, capital U, use, equals, stack dot, and they'll come up with this list, and we need to get stack dot get max item use duration, sorry, and then do minus use, and then capital R, remaining, and then a semicolon, and then press enter. We have an error up here. And text equals, on this part up here, it's not equals, it's equals, and then yeah, and then go down a line and do if, brackets, and then the brackets put ticks, capital I, in, capital U, use, and then equal, greater than, it's either greater than or less than, sorry guys, I'm not really good with math, 17, and then a squiggly bracket, and then press enter, and type return icon, not capitalized, icon, and then a capital array, and then do square brackets, which should be on your squiggly bracket buttons, just don't press shift, and put 2. Okay, and then do a semicolon, and then don't press enter, just click down the line, and right here on the squiggly bracket after it put else, if, and then do a bracket and put in basically the same thing you put up there, ticks, capital I in, use, is greater than or less than. Like I said, I'm not sure which one that is. You go ahead and make fun of me in the comments if you want, but I'm not the best at math, so yeah. And then do a opening squiggly bracket, press enter, and then type in return, the same thing, icon, and then capital A, array, and then do square brackets, but this time put 1, and then end it with a semicolon. Okay, now we can just go ahead and copy this. Just copy this else if statement, including the return, including the squiggly bracket after it, the closing squiggly bracket, and copy it, and then go down and on this squiggly bracket just paste it, and then change this one right here. The ticks in use is greater than or less than. I'm not sure which one it is. Change it to 0, and then change this number down here in the icon array in your square brackets to 0. Okay, and then go down and on this bracket type else, open squiggly bracket, enter return item icon. Okay, let me explain what this does. Now, basically, since we got our 4 textures, when we click, what's I gonna say? When we go ahead and right-click our bow to prepare it, okay, these ticks parts, these ticks in use, basically what it's going to do is after 13 ticks, it's going to change to the second texture, and then, well, okay, instantly, as soon as you right-click, it's going to change to your second texture, and then after 13 ticks, it's going to change to the third texture, and then after 17 ticks, it's going to go to the last texture, and then as soon as you do it, it's going to return to your basic, you're just standard holding it in your hands, not doing anything, thing done. And then up here, now we need to worry about this piece of code, which is the code right above the code we just typed. Okay, now what we need to do is, oops, sorry, I hit my mic there. This should be at the bottom too, so literally just above the code you just typed, we need to go right here, and we need to change a few things. So what we need to do is we need to come right here where I am selected, right here, and we got to erase this right here. Keep this though, keep this standby right here. Keep that, and then go to the beginning in these in between these quotation marks, and go to the beginning and type your mod ID or whatever you named the folder where you put all your information. But mine's my mod ID, so YouTube mod. Your folder should be your mod ID though, and then do colon, and then do bow, and then type bow, and then come down here and to this string right here and erase this right here inside these brackets. Oops, I erased the wrong thing. Erase this right here, including the plus sign, and then go right here in between these brackets. Okay, and type the same thing, so that you typed up there. So YouTube mod or whatever you named your folder that you put them in. Now I'm not talking about the items folder, because that has to be the named items folder. I'm talking about the folder that then the textures folder is located, and then the items folders. And so it should be your mod ID though. And then type bow. And what this does is it looks for the source, so it goes to these files, and then it goes to this string, and this string is declared at the top right here, as you can see, and the string is polling 0, polling 1, and polling 2, and so it cycles through those in this code. So yeah, and then leave that. And so if you ever make more bows, where we have bow written right here, just change that to bow 2 or bow ice or whatever you want to. You can put anything there, as long as the first of the name is that, and then and then you should just keep the self-example. If I got one of my bow files right here, and I renamed it, and I just renamed the bow part to bow 2, I would go into my code, and I'll go down to the bottom where I have the information, and I'll change this right here to bow 2. But we're not doing that. It's just gonna be named bow. So yeah. But that's it. So all we gotta do is put the make sure you put the bow files into your items folder, and mine are already in there. So I just go ahead and launch the game. Okay. I hope you understand this, and if you don't, I'll leave my Skype in the description, and just go ahead and add me, and then message me through there, and I'll go ahead and personally help you if you need it. You could also just add me on Skype if you want. Doesn't really matter. You probably won't get an instant response, but you'll probably get one like after an hour, or maybe instantaneous of after you send me it, just depending on when I see it, because yeah. Oh, there's a new version of Forge. So I think my next video I'll show you guys how to update that. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's awesome. I've been waiting for that to come out forever. They had a version of it come out, but it was for but it was way early and nothing worked for it. But yeah. So in the next video, plan for me to show you how to update to 1.8, which is awesome. I'm so glad it actually came out with that. I've been waiting forever. I've been checking the forums every day, but I guess not today. It says I'm missing something. It won't tell you this. It says I'm missing something because I told you how I messed up on those videos and the videos were corrupted. Well, those are files and things that I made in the next videos that I had to redo, so the file doesn't exist anymore. The item doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, that's why it's like that. And yeah. So if we go and pull back our bow, we got all of our textures. Oh, that's really strange. Okay, well, okay, well, mine's not exploding like yours does, because I had to re-copy and paste the code from the videos that got messed up, so that's why mine's not exploding. But the only thing that's strange is that it's actually shooting the arrows. As you see, arrows are actually shooting, which doesn't shouldn't be happening, because we haven't rendered our arrow. Because you have to customly render your arrow. Yeah, I'm really confused why it's showing the arrow. If you guys have an arrow that, if it's actually shooting an arrow for you guys, tell me, because that's very interesting if it's actually letting you, because I'm still going to show a video on how to render an arrow, because you can make your own custom arrow, but it's weird that it's shooting an arrow. That's very weird. In most cases, though, you're not going to have an arrow that's shooting. The only reason I do is because, incidentally, I said that wrong, but whatever. I don't speak proper English. Is since I had to redo that, I think something changed in the code that for some reason is letting me shoot an arrow. And I hope you mean when I shoot an arrow. Now, for you guys, when you shoot, nothing will come out, but it'll still act like an arrow is being shot because we haven't rendered our arrow. But it's actually working, and it's actually rendering this arrow, but it's not a custom arrow. And I know that because if it was a custom arrow, it would be missing textures, because we have no textures for it. So yeah, but don't worry about it. It's kind of a rant I just went on because I don't know. It's kind of weird that it's actually shooting arrows. I'm not saying that your bow's not going to shoot arrows. Well, okay. Go ahead and leave in the comments. I really want to know if your bow's shooting arrows. Because if it is, that's just like really weird and it shouldn't be doing that. But it's not an error if it's not. But even if it is, I'm still going to make a video showing how to make your own custom arrows. But your bow shouldn't be shooting any arrows. So there's no worry about that. So that's not a problem for you guys. I think I know why it's shooting arrows. Okay. So your bow probably might be shooting arrows. Yeah. Cool. So tell me if your bow is shooting arrows in the comments. That'd be really interesting. The next video, if Forge works with all of our files, and if it doesn't, it's just a small little error, I'll fix it, and I'll show you guys how to fix it. But in the next video, plan on updating to 1.8, which is really exciting for me. So yeah, that's awesome, guys. And remember, leave in the comments if it shoots bow arrows for you, if it actually shows an arrow shooting through the sky, because if it is, you're very lucky. But it's probably not going to, and it's probably just because I've done things in the past to let it render. I actually think I know why it's actually showing. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Seriously, leave in the comments. I'm very interested. And that's basically it. So plan on updating to 1.8 next video, most likely. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's about it. Hope you liked the video, and see ya.